Hello everyone, I'm Brenna, and I am the owner of this channel, Zero to Creativity. Some of you may know me, most of you probably don't, but if you clicked on this video, then I'm sure you'll be interested to see what I have to say. So, I thought I'd tell you all a little bit about myself and my aspirations to start off, because I am 17, almost 18, and my aspirations include being a content creator, having a crochet small business, building an inspiring and, encouraging community, and in general, I just want to share my story so that I can encourage others to follow their dreams too. So I figured I'd go ahead and crochet a little top I've been working with while I film this video. If I can find my hook. The struggles. But yeah, so I figured I'd come and talk about this because it is a lot stressful. It is stressful for most people to put themselves out there in anything they do. It doesn't apply just to crochet. And I know for me, when I started, it was pretty stressful trying to figure out a lot of these things. So we'll start with some of the things I personally struggled with. In general, it's really hard being under 18 and trying to start a business. A lot of people will tell you all sorts of things about how it's unrealistic and about how you'd be better off getting a job or going to college. And I'm not saying don't go to college. It's just more about finding what's right for you, and sometimes you can't really listen to what other people say is right for you. You're the only one who really knows. So, other than that, I kind of struggled with finding role models, to be honest, because no one in my family, is a content creator who does social media, right? And so, I kind of, had to find other YouTubers and people on Instagram. And you kind of have to build that community for yourself, I figured out. You can't really just, expect yourself to know how to do everything by yourself, Use other people for inspiration. Figure out, go find videos about how they did it. Someone I really like is Passionate Kelsey. I know a lot of people know her. Crochet by Jenna. There's actually so many crocheters out there who do content and do this as a business, so it's all about just finding people who resonate with you, and then you go from there, take inspiration. Another thing I struggled with is finding out what type of crochet to do. So what I mean by that is once you figure out yarn and stuff and how to crochet, there's all sorts of things you can crochet. Blankets and accessories and plushies and clothing. And really that's a matter of kind of being realistic with yourself, I think. Because something about me, I love making clothing, as you can see, but actually, I realized pretty quickly that while I love making clothing, it's not realistic to be able to sell it for the price that I'd want to sell it for. No one would buy it for the price I'd sell it for, so I decided it's more of something I'd keep for myself. And you'll want things that you only do for yourself in something like this too. But yeah, for me, I just experimented around and realized that plushies are for me. That's not for everybody, and that's completely fine too. Another smaller thing, but something I don't think many people talk about, is payment methods. And that's really hard because, it doesn't seem very professional to be like, oh, you want to buy my stuff? Okay, here's my mom's PayPal to use, right? I know, it's kind of tricky, and sometimes you don't have the support of your family. Luckily, I have the support of one of my parents, so that helps, but yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do for sure, but what I would say is definitely, don't give up just because things are a little bit harder, maybe because of your age or maybe because of other environmental stuff, because I think you deserve to be able to do what you want to do. And even if you can't sell things right now, if that's what you want to do, maybe you just want to crochet and that's fine too. But if you want to sell things, this isn't wasted time just because you can't do it until you're 18. That's what I used to think, for sure. And really just take this time to learn and really get practice in everything is going to be important. Do research and watch videos and build your online presence and community so that when you are 18, it kind of feels like a head start, I think that definitely helped. Only slightly, but that's because I wasn't brave enough to start sooner, so that's really one of my main recommendations for sure. The one thing that I'd say I'm still really struggling with is being consistent with social media, but I think a lot more people struggle with that than you'd realize. And it's kind of one of those things where you may want what you post to be perfect, but at the beginning, it's just not gonna be. I wish it was. I really do. But it's not a perfect world, and you gotta get practice, and you gotta make a lot of bad videos, and don't be embarrassed when you post videos and you get, I'm not joking, 6 views. I've had some shorts that got 10K views and up, and then I have a lot that are sitting at less than 10 views currently still. So, it's just a matter of practicing and just experimenting and getting better. And, good things take time, right? So, that's really all I can recommend for that. Aside from the crochet part, the only thing about content creating, if you're interested in that, is it's definitely embarrassing at first, and you have to decide if you're gonna show your face, if you're gonna use your real name. But I just decided, to look at what other people were doing and figure out what works best for me. But yeah, that's most of the things I struggled with. What I can really recommend to any of you, if you're just crocheting and you don't want to sell, that's great. Because I have heard a lot of people complain online about, relatives or friends telling you that since you're good, you should sell that. No, respect if you don't, honestly. I'm happy for you. It's stressful trying to sell your stuff, to be honest. And some people don't live in a place where people are able to afford paying for things like handmade art. So, sometimes you just gotta make that decision for yourself. For people who are trying to sell, you're gonna want to try a lot of things. You can't just sell in person or online, I feel like. You definitely, it needs to be both. Because I would definitely just sell online if I could. I haven't had anyone except a family friend buy one of my things. Selling online has not worked so far because building audience takes time. And, it just takes time. It takes quite a while, actually. So that's the only thing, is that you have to be patient and really find different ways to try to sell, whether you make patterns or just use other people's patterns. And just remember to be respectful of other people's patterns also, because it's really just a courteous type of thing. So many people are out there stealing patterns, and that's just unnecessary. And in a world full of AI, support real artists. That's all I can ask of you. And if you won't, I don't know what you're doing on this channel. You can find someone else. But if you do support my ideology, then welcome. And yeah, that's about it. Is that in a world full of people telling you what you shouldn't do and what you aren't capable of doing, don't let yourself be that person too. If you have really wanted to do something, whether it's just as a hobby or as more, obviously be realistic. Like, obviously, I probably don't think I'll be able to do this full time for a long time. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I shouldn't try, you know? And that goes with anything, not just crochet. Like, if you don't crochet and you're just here to be here, then you're welcome here too, you know? I'm gonna have some fun content, not just this type of content. So, all in all, you know, I've had struggles, and it definitely is hard being a teen and trying to follow your business as well. But at the same time, there's no right time to do anything in life. There's no right or wrong time. Because I've seen, you know, 15-year-olds 2 years younger than me do it, and I've seen people in their 40s do it, you know? So it doesn't matter what age you are, truthfully. And yeah, if you have any questions about, you know, trying to do this as a business, or just like how to crochet, or literally anything, you know, you shouldn't be scared to ask questions. Even online, I know online, not everyone is nice here, but I guarantee there is going to be someone who will care to answer, including me. So, whatever you're curious about, whether it be related to this video or not, go ahead and drop it in the comments. And if there's nothing, then I want you to tell me what kind of content you want to see from me next. If you watched all the way through this, in my opinion, slightly entertaining video, then thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you couldn't tell, I'm nervous, but that's okay. Nervousness just means I'm being authentic and trying despite it. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Got a couple rows of this done if you're curious while we were talking. But yeah, I really appreciate anyone who watched this far, and I hope that you'll stick around and tell me what you want to see from me next. And everyone, if you could take one thing away from this, don't forget to follow your dreams, even if it sounds cheesy. Doesn't matter. And stay true to yourself, really. That's all I can ask. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. So see you next time.